All right, two things, two things that we do that are very toxic right after our experience of divorce. Two things that we do that are very toxic that you have to stop doing. And some of us continue to do it for months and years after. Two things that you have to stop doing. You have to stop doing this. One is laying in bed and not getting up. You're not moving, you're laying in bed, you're pondering the thought that is just cycling through your experiences. What she said, how you spoke to your lawyer, this look from the child, the this, the that, the what had happened. I knew she was cheating at this time, and the person, the guy, that one time I talked to him, and all these things are just circling and circling, and you're laying there. You need to put other things in front of your face, in front of your eyes. You need to get your mind out of that. Okay? Yes, it happened. It's part of your life. But stop laying there. Get up. Take a shower. Number two, the second thing that we do, and we don't want to do this, we don't mean to do this, but it's impacted us and traumatized us so much that we do this. Number two, we tell too many people the way we're feeling. And we tell too many people the details of what happened. Our coworkers, for one. And some of our coworkers are understanding. Some of our coworkers are nice to our face, but they talk shit behind our back. Stop telling your coworkers. Don't do it. Okay, so let me tell you about myself. I told you I was going to tell you about myself, but I'm not going to do it on this video. I'm going to tell you all in full of what happened, but it's going to be a longer video at a later date. These two things: get up, take a shower. Two, stop talking to people about the way you feel or your coworkers about situations and things that happen. I laid there. I had just lost my business. I lost my beautiful brand new 5-bedroom home. I had lost my family. I had lost lots of money. The lawyers financially raped me, man. And I remember, this is just one situation. I remember having nothing, not knowing how much I was going to get for the next month's rent. But I got my new apartment. It was a rundown piece of garbage. I think somebody died at the apartment complex the week before I moved in, and then the week before I moved out, which I was there for a few months, baby had died over by the bushes or something like that. I mean, it was a bad place. And it was a roach infested apartment. I didn't know this until I moved in. We did a walkthrough. I didn't see anything, but it was bad. I had my 2 suitcases and the floor, and I grabbed a box of protein bars from Costco, and I think there was like 35 bars or something like that. It was some trail mix bars, and I set it next to my suitcases, and I laid there, and for 7 days straight, I only ate those bars when I felt hungry. For 7 days straight, I did not shower. I cried in and out throughout the entire day, 7 days. I slept at awkward hours. I just didn't move. I tossed and I turned for 7 days straight. I was so massively depressed. I contemplated suicide. I contemplated how it would be done. All these things that are crazy. This happened almost 6 years ago. It happened right after my divorce. I had just finished being homeless for a short period of time, and I finally got into this place because I got a little bit of money from the divorce. It was like a small amount of money. I mean, it was just enough because my lawyers saw me just, he felt like, he was like, oh, I've taken this guy for all he's gotten. He kind of felt for me a little bit, and he said, I'm going to get you a little something. He certainly did, and I got my apartment for a few months. So at that time was the darkest time, and I understand at those times you have to go through those dark moments, but it's the most toxic thing you can do, and that I did for myself. Those 7 days affected me for a long time. I'll never forget the way I felt and what I was and the way I was thinking at that time. It was the worst. I look back and I'm like, who was that person? And I would never do something like that again, ever again. But it was just depression lasts a long time. But those 7 days were the worst times of my life. And yeah, it was bad. The second thing I did, and I did this right I after my divorce, and I was in a lot of pain emotionally, mentally, and I shared some information, some details with my coworkers I should not have. I shared some information, and they were talking about me negatively. They looked down on me. I was a joke to them. They would joke about situations that divorced people and stuff like that in front of me, and they would laugh, and they were talking negative about guys. I was surrounded by women at the time. It was all women that I was working with, and they were just constantly ragging on guys, and it killed me. It hurt me, and they knew it. They knew it. They knew it. Um, and something else that follows into this that I won't go into, but my manager ended up being a friend of my ex-wife's, and she manipulated this whole situation and trying to get me out of my job and stuff, and it was just horrible. She was she was doing some illegal stuff. And she was it was just all bad, that I won't share here. But she was completely doing things against the law, and it was just bad, and I had to bring it up to um, certain people's attention and stuff like that. It got really bad. So my experience was, no matter how you are at work, don't share your information at work. We're at work for long periods of time. We put half of our lives there. So I understand, and you're going through these ups and downs of emotions while throughout the day, which most of the day is at work. So I understand you're wanting to fill in certain things trigger thoughts in your mind to want to speak it, but don't do it. Don't do it. Those are two toxic things you have to stop doing right now. Stop doing it right now. All right, so I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Take care. I hope you guys are doing awesome. Give this video a thumbs up. Take care. Bye.